Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Greg M. here, live on the go with your sports report. Well, I took a little break from all the commentary and covering track and field. What an exciting year. I ended up with a bang. Some disappointments at the Olympics, especially involving these two ladies here. You can see at the top left, Sha'Carri Richardson, and the bottom, Shelly Ann Fraser Price. Shericka Jackson from Jamaica. You know, injury problems and all that, disappointment in consistent performance and all that. But just want to touch on it since the track and field season is pretty much done now, and everybody is getting a little rest in, and before they start back, I'm assuming training processes will start back. Conditioning, strength training will be begin in October, and for those who are not running indoors, will be gearing to get stronger and better condition for the outdoor season. Some are going to do a quick turnaround and start competing in January indoors. So, next year's the World Championships. But I would like to say, I think, question mark on Shelly Ann Fraser Price. Will she make next year our going away year? Because the way it ended up so badly this year in 2024, especially at the Olympics, showing up to get ready to run in our semis, and they give her a hard time, like they didn't know who she was, like she's some outsider. Not even Sha'Carri Richardson could get in, and then they spend all that time to get in to the warm-up track, that by the time they got around and decided to take the long way around, get to the warm-up here, they're so frustrated, stressed out, anxiety filled, and ill-prepared with proper warm-ups, that they just didn't do their best. Shelly Ann, as a matter of fact, pulled out because she was already battling injury problems, and at her age, she had to play it safe, and you don't want to go out on the track, your last race, tumbling down, because you should have just, make a good decision and not run based on poor warm-ups and all that. But either way, it's a disappointment. Shericka Jackson having injury problems. One time she was going to compete, and then she had to withdraw. Which after I saw she ran that race in Europe after the Jamaica trials, I think it was Hungary. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. And she pulled up in that 200 where Julian Alfred won. The way she grimaced, that didn't look like something that you could just shake off in 2 weeks and come back ready. To me, that was a season ender. Because the Olympics, World Championships, those races where all the top athletes are meeting up is very high intensity, full attention. And you got to be on the top of your game, and it's not going to be easy because everybody coming with the A game. But what I want to say is, I think these women, especially Shericka Jackson and Sha'Carri Richardson, is going to come back with a vengeance for the World Championship. Sha'Carri Richardson is the defending champion. Shericka Jackson is the runner-up champion for the 200, the gold medalist with 200. You see the time there, 21:41. Nobody has came close to that. Even the gold medalist, Gabby Thomas. She only managed to run at 8 something. But regardless, I think next year you're going to see better performances. Hopefully, Japan take care of the athletes a little bit better with accommodations and everything to make sure the athletes are comfortable and provided with the best equipment and everything, and treated with respect so they can have a good, feeling and be able to put out their best. As compared to France. I don't know what was going on with France, but it wasn't the accommodations and all that. They end up pulling it off and get through it and finish the games. But from what I'm hearing, man, a lot of complaints, especially after the debacle with Sha'Carri and Shelly Ann Fraser Price not being able to go out there and do their best. But I can see, I know Shericka Jackson is very disappointed. Sha'Carri Richardson didn't do too bad. They won goal in the 4x1, so she was able to redeem herself a little bit in the 4x1. But her 100, and not making it in the 200, you know what I'm saying? But her 100, I know she's not too pleased. She finished out her last race coming dead last. I just think she was just out of it at that point. I think she's the type of athlete, Sha'Carri Richardson, I'm talking that if she come out and she don't feel the vibe, she's not going to push it. And, you know, everybody's going to criticize her and all that. But that's just the way it is. She's her own person and she don't feel the vibe. That's the way it is. Just don't push yourself. But I know some people are like, if you're going to go out there and do your best at all times. Shericka on the other hand, I think is going to come back because she was, after the year she had previous to the Olympics, she was expecting great things. And for a flash at the Jamaica trials, it looked like she was finally coming back into her own. But we didn't see her running that 21-4 again, maybe 21-7 or 6 we were hoping for to repeat for and get our first Olympic medal. But man, that's just the way it is. Sometimes you do everything. You train hard, you work hard, you put your mind into it, you sacrifice. And one little injury a month before or 2-3 weeks before a major event just messes you up and take you out of your opportunities, you know, and give, you know, your chance to shine. You have to go wait at least 4 more years for the Olympics, but at least next year they can come back and redeem themselves for the World Championship. That's as good as the Olympics, in my opinion. Sometimes they have better performances at World Championships than you see at the Olympics. And that's what I'm suspecting is going to happen. Being that everything, weather and everything cooperates and these guys stay healthy. And that's one of the biggest things I always taught is being healthy, you know. You can run an indoor circuit, run a lot of race prior to major events, but as you get older, you got to watch your health. Your conditioning in the fall got to be on point. You got to have, what's the word I'm trying? A proper rehabilitation program or injury prevention program. Try not to overwork yourself. Because if you're not doing your proper conditioning, doing all the speed endurance work, the endurance, so you can repeat your performances, get your body accustomed and adaptable to repeating, you know what I'm saying? And staying consistent, working on block starts, form mechanics. You know, some people call it form, some people call it running mechanics. You know, for the ones who love to be technical. I like to just keep it in simple terms, you know what I'm saying? So you got to be working on all those things, no matter how simple it is. In the off season, when the coach working with you and they take you back to the drawing board, work with your coach. You know, definitely work on the things that cause you problem, you know, for this year. If it was some kind of imbalance with the strength work or you overtrain, maybe cut back a little bit on how you push the athletes in your speed work or how much you do in the weight work. That make sure you're properly supervising the weight work in the weight room. So you're not lifting improperly or overdoing it and straining something, and then you go to the track and you pull something, or you're just not strong enough come pre-season and competitive season because you and your coach weren't able to put together a good conditioning program to make sure you can manage your next competitive season without injuries and to be able to put in consistent performance. So everybody is back to the drawing board. There's cross-country season going on right now. All the distant runners, this is their moment now to shine in their specialty, cross-country, off the track. The best of the best competing on the grass, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of young women coming up. Julian Alfred, she took it out there and claimed the 100-meter crown. Will she be able to keep the crown and maybe come back and challenge to be the world champion, to defeat Sha'Carri Richardson? I'm sure Sha'Carri Richardson is going to have something to say. That's going to be her baby. You know she's going to come back ready for that. Is Shericka Jackson going to come back and be ready? I think she's going to be ready. I mean, all these women, even though they're getting older, they still have that fire in them. Shelly Ann Fraser Price, I'm going to predict, is going to probably come back next year to finish out a year and make that our official retirement. You know, and I think she's at that point have nothing to lose. She's going to probably just have fun. Hopefully she get back into the conditioning and she can come back ready. She'll be going on 38. She'll be in her late 37, so approaching 38 by that time. So I think she's born in December. So, you know, technically she could come back and have fun with it. You know, she probably reach finals and play placed in the top 4 or top 5. Maybe have a chance to still challenge for a medal. But all these young women are coming up too. So let's look at the world list for the 100 meter. I'm just going to cover the 100 meter. Maybe look at the 200 meter list a little bit. But you see, Sha'Carri claimed the top spot for this year. You know, for this list anyway. She has the time of 10.71. Julian Alfred 10.72. How you pronounce that? Zacchaeus Sears, who had a disappointment year also. She pulled up, I think, at NCAAs. She's probably going to come out next year. Melissa Jefferson 10.8. Shericka Jackson managed at 10.84. Tia Clayton 10.86. Talu, I think, is on her way out with Shelly Ann Fraser Price. But what a disappointment for Talu. Talu was always missed out on the major events. Always have an outstanding preseason and then just at the major event just can't pull it off. Dina Asher Smith too has been having some disappointment. She changed coach and she managed at 10.88. Leah Hobbs, you know, disappointment for her. She's under that 10.88 too. Rosemary Chikwuma 10.88. TT Terry 10.89. Kambunji 10.90. She is also disappointed. Shelly Ann Fraser Price, Tamari Davis, Mackenzie Long, Brianna Liston all managed 10.91. Daryl Nita 10.92. I think Daryl Nita is still up and coming and have some potential. She just need to get with a good coach, maybe a good strength training program to work on our strength and power, and some speed and some good speed endurance work so she can last out the rounds and be a little stronger come next year. So you see that all those women up and coming. Crystal Slowly from Jamaica, up and coming. And the list goes on and on and on. Let me see, did I miss anybody? And Leah Hobbs, T.T. Terry. Candice Hill in the 11 flat. There was another lady I was looking for from Jamaica. I don't see her name. Sasha Lee Forbes, 1103. Kemba Nelson, 1104. All those young ladies are up and coming. Tia Clayton, that's the other twin, 10.83. So you can see the list. A lot of hard performances to come for next year in the 100. All right, let me go back up to the top. 200. Gabby Thomas, 21.78 best. 21.83. Mackenzie Long, Juliet Alfred managed at 21.86. 21.90. Brittany Brown, Sha'Carri Richardson, 21.92. Abby Steiner. Boy, what happened to Abby Steiner? We thought she was going to come out and be a little bit more consistent and, you know, at least rank for the top 10. You know what I'm saying? But disappointment hitting her too. I don't know if she's having injury problem. Favor Feely, 22.05. Dina Asher Smith, still in the 22.07 area. Sydney McGuffin, you know, she's up there. Breaking world records in the 400 meter hurdles. She ran a 400 at the end of the season here. You know, was, you know, no challenge. And she ran okay time, you know. We're still hoping that they could put the dream team of 400 competitors together for the women. Lavroni and Fenke Bowl, Paulino, Shani Miller Weebu, Nasir from Bahrain, you name it. Put the top women all low 49s and 48 together, see if they can pull off a 47. That's my dream. But yeah, that's just my thing that I wanted to cover. What next year is going to be like. You know, it's a few months, the blink of an eye, you see indoor season starting up again, collegiate season with the indoors and the outdoor for NCAA, where we're going to look to see which youngster is going to come from that ranks. And definitely we're looking out for the professionals, especially these ladies right here. You know, we got Elaine Thompson Hero. Is her season, is her career over? She needs to get a good coach and rehabilitation staff and injury management or injury prevention specialist in our camp. Maybe a sports psychologist and a good consistent coach to help her finish out her year. We'd like to see her come back next year, but if she's still having trouble with coaching and keeping a good team around her, she might be facing a career end, you know, as far as that's it for her in track and field. I still think Shelly Ann Fraser Price can come back and do something. But anyway, I just wanted to put my 2 cents into this. Looking forward to the next year. As things come up, anything that interests me, you know, I'll put it out there. Definitely, you know, at least need to be going back to the drawing board and work on everything from scratch going into next year's season to see if they can compete and, you know, go for some titles and improve and have some personal best or personal records and all that. But to stay injury free, because you see what injuries can do, even after you have fast times and one little injury, set you back 6 weeks or take you out for the rest of the season. We don't want that next year. So anyway, that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what these ladies come through for next year with. And I think the World Championships is gonna be fire. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna probably see some way better performances. And I think the Japanese will do a better job than France putting the World Championships on and taking care of the athletes. But with that said, we'll talk again until next time.